Welcome to the Quartzsite Report. There are a few stragglers hanging on out here still. Hardly anybody left. So I'm actually surprised there are some still enduring the warm weather coming in. Alright, it is the middle of April and we are heading north to some trees and cool air. When I got up this morning at 5 o'clock, it was about 60 degrees out here in the desert southwest, and it's probably going to get up to about 95 or 100. You can definitely tell it's warming up because the birds are starting to flock north, as you can see from the video from Quartzsite. I give it to those that are still hanging. They did a good job. Typically, the middle of April is the breaking point for many. Once again, heading up to a pretty neat campground. I have been there once before. It's where I did the 6-month tab review, and I'll be doing a 1.5-year tab review while I'm there, but I'm thinking I'm going to drop the camping portion of the video first since that seems to be a little more fun. It's been a very nice drive this morning, absolutely zero headwinds. In fact, I have a 8-mile-an-hour tailwind for once, so we are definitely saving on fuel and not on the struggle bus. But I'm definitely willing to bet on the way back I will not be that lucky. Not too bad out. We got some light clouds and overcast, so that should be pretty nice. And we're sitting here at 9.5 miles to the gallon. I just did a highway pull at about 75, and that'll level out about 11 to 12 here in a little bit, so that's not too bad at all. Nice, easy going drive so far. Just the old trusty, dusty, bushy desert. I've done this drive many times, so nothing too exciting here to show you. If you've been watching the channel, you've probably seen this many times. And I just noticed by happenstance my beard is matching my shirt. That was not my choice, at least not this part anyway. Getting old sucks. But hey, maybe I can blend in with the skunks. Anyways, nothing too exciting on this drive, so I'll probably bring you back when I grab some lunch or I hit the camp. Almost to camp, but first we got a little bit of a hike up the hill. What a pretty place. Back to the campground. I did my first 6-month tab review and the video that really kicked off this channel. I think currently we're sitting at 77,000 views as of 1 year later. Pretty awesome. And as usual, I booked about a month out this time, and there were only 2 spots left. So I don't know what's up with that. It's not a very big campground, but it's definitely not spring break anymore, and it's not a holiday. So we're going to see if this place is actually filled up or not. But pretty neat place. You get some of these granite boulders and stuff all packed in here. A little bit of tree coverage. And here we are at our spot once again, the very same spot on the overlook. Well, I was going to film the back end on this one. It's a little tricky with this tree. You got to be kind of blindsided, pull in front of this, and then back the trailer in on a curve. But I had somebody behind me, so I had to hurry up. But the crowd that was behind me gave me a couple thumbs up. They thought that was pretty cool. I nailed it in one shot. All right, let's take a look. Pretty cool spot. Got my whole private balcony and overlook. Well, this is really strange. I was lowering the stabilizer jacks here, and I noticed I had a rock inside of my socket. I have no idea how that even happens. It's just kind of wedged in there. I'm gonna have to try to get it out somehow, but what are the odds of that? All right, got everything about set up. I'm actually using that stretchy suction cup window shade thing on the outside. It works pretty good. So I did pick up some new floor runners here. I have one underneath right here too, but I like to leave that rubber mat down for dirt. And I am testing out a couple new things on this trip. One of them was that window shade thing on the outside of these windows to block some sun out. Then I picked up one of these things for my shower soap. This thing just sticks right on to a smooth flat surface. So I just stuck it right to the mirror because I really don't use the mirror. I would try to stick it to the wall, but it probably won't stick too well. And I was having some problems over here with those suction cup mount toothpaste and shower holders pulling the vinyl off. So I didn't want to keep doing that. But that thing made it through the drive up here, so it's stuck. The other thing that I'm testing out is I added a secondary fan to my do-it-yourself extractor vent for this cassette toilet. And it kind of helps a little bit, nothing too crazy. I still need a more powerful fan. The other thing that seemed to hold up, the Velcro I put on the back of this panel to hold it up so I can check the Aldi glycol. It did not move a bit. That's awesome. We'll just have to give it a few weeks in the high heat and see if the glue holds up. But I'm happy with that. And I picked up one of these little Accurite temperature hydrometers for inside and outside. So that'll be kind of nice to know what my actual air temp and humidity are. This thing you got to hang outside and keep out of the sun and the water. So I can't put it in the tongue box because it's radio frequency. So I'm going to have to hang it somewhere and not forget it. So that's going to be kind of fun and handy. Hopefully the wind cooperates today. I have a pretty good dinner planned. It should be pretty bomb. I think it's only maybe 75 up here right now, but that sun's starting to warm up since summer's coming in. So I got this thing fully opened up. Got the sunshade hanging from the inside of the window on this side, getting ready for afternoon. Got all the windows and doors completely opened up here. Fans on, ton of airflow. I even got Prickly out, hanging out. So for right now, I'm just going to kick back and enjoy this cool air. And then bring you all back at dinner. Maybe take a walk around this campground and check it out. And for tonight's dinner, we're going to do a Santa Maria tri-tip. Kind of make it up kind of like fajita style with some onion and peppers and some tortillas. Start this camp off right this time. Some Runkle Roads from Sturgis Brewing Company. American IPA. And there is no ABV here, so I don't know what the percentage is. Not bad, nice and light. Not too hoppy, not too bitter. That's a good one. Get these onions and peppers fire roasted first, and then we'll throw that tri-tip on. About done. Look at that. Time to pull them off. We're going to tag them and bag them. These cheap baking screens are like the best thing I found ever for taking camping, especially when you have this nasty kind of grill. Keeps your food elevated without getting all the rust and gunk and blood and guts on everything. Now to throw this Santa Maria tri-tip on. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. We'll walk around the campsite while we're waiting for that tri-tip to cook. It's a pretty good spot. And yeah, the campground's filling up, so I don't know what the hell's going on this weekend. No spring break, random weekend, no holiday, and it's packed. Weird. Well, thermometer says we're about rare. Well, we're getting towards medium. I think it's time to pull this. Oh yeah. It's time for the meat sweats. All right, time to let that rest. Drink another beer. Then we'll warm up some tortillas and get at it. But I noticed my barbecue lighter here, I've had for 10 years, has finally died. Not a bad day. Little view of the tab house all opened up. Here's where I have that thermometer mounted for the outside for now. I'm telling you, night eyes ties are awesome. Leaves are finally starting to get greener, less yellow. It's crazy how fast stuff up here grows, but it's been pretty dry. I'm telling you, this trailer is just too cool. Form before function, and then there's function with form. This thing just looks good, it's cool. And if this YouTube thing don't work out, I'll just put the table on the outside and turn this into a taco stand or something. Hook up the grill inside, set the table out here, take orders from the window. Yeah, judging at I don't know, 5,500 feet in altitude and 2.5 of these down, I'm gonna say this is somewhere around 5-6%. Starting to feel it. Almost forgot. I better warm up these tortillas before my coals are all gone. How do you know a real mechanic, fabricator, welder, cook would just turn the tortillas by hand? Our hands are built up and calloused to the heat. I want these guys to just start browning and start puffing up, and it's time to pull them. Little hack on how I keep the tortillas nice and pliable and soft. Roll them up. Throw them right in the Ziploc, just like that. So if I'm talking pretty low right now, it's because I have a camp neighbor pretty close. He's pretty quiet. I don't want to bother that guy. And I don't want to look like a nut job talking to myself out here. As usual. I've actually camped here a couple other times, and I've never seen camping this packed up here, especially this time of year. It's kind of strange. Seeing a lot of Colorado and of course California license plates. So I don't know what's up with that. Only thing I can think is the people from Colorado were down here warming up, and the people from California are moving on up to cool down. Time to start slicing this bad boy up here. When it comes to tri-tip, I like going against the grain. Makes it a little more tender, although I can tell you right now that this is one super tender piece of tri-tip. Try to get a color for you here on camera. When we get closer to the center, so it's just about medium. Oh yeah. Not the proper way to cut a tri-tip, but it works. Look at that. Let's give that a little test run. Oh yeah, that's good. We got all of our tri-tip sliced up. I like to chop it down, and what I like to do is any juice in there, I roll it around it and marinate it again. That way it sucks everything up. So now we're gonna dress these burritos up. Take a little red bell pepper, a yellow bell pepper, some onion, and by the way, we're going to be doing this meal twice, so I just ruined tomorrow's meal because I have a whole bunch left over. We're going to do that again. You take some of this fresh guac, nice dollop right in there. And a little of the salsa. This time I'm using Cholula salsa. That's all I could find, and it's actually not too bad. Now we got to add our tri-tip to it. It's a couple healthy burritos right there. Now we just got to roll those bad boys up. Actually, I'm just going to go for the fold. Got giant fajitas. That's one heck of a meal. All right, let's see how these are. Those roasted peppers and onions in there are absolutely amazing. Down to 63 outside with 1% humidity. That means it's sweater weather for this Arizona boy. But check out this sunset. You got that mountain glow. Let's go for a little booze cruise around the camp. Need to hurry up and get a shot of this sunset. This is pretty awesome. Well, the crowd seems to be a little bit older, so I'm guessing retirees, snowbird status around the camp right now. The migration. Man, what a great sunset today. That overcast finally burned off. It's always so hard to translate what this actually looks like on camera. I have to try to color grade it to make it look like right now. but everything's got this like reddish golden to it. Gotta get that thumbnail shot. Just keeps getting better. Got the fire on the mountain. Alright, I think it's time to call it a night. I'm pretty tired after today's drive. The campfire next door looked pretty nice though. See how it goes tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a fire tomorrow night.
This is the world's rarest RV, and I can't believe it's ours. In the last video, you guys watched us drive this beast.
Alright, well, I'm just going to kick back and watch some YouTube, I think, if it loads. I don't have the Starlink hooked up right now. I'm too lazy to go outside and fire it up. But this looks pretty interesting.
Look at this truck. It is just dripping in like 1990s.
The rarest RV.
Classic truck. To an era when cars were just cooler. This RV is built on a 1995 Ford F350 XLT platform and...
Alright, see you all in the morning. I totally overslept. Oh man, I guess I needed that. Let's take a look outside today. Ooh, it is bright. Oh, I forgot I got my shade up. Ooh, yeah, that's bright. 58 outside with 14% humidity. Perfect. I guess that guy left. His fire's still smoldering. That's not good. I'm gonna go take a look and put that out just in case. Oh yeah, looks like he packed up. Oh man, the phone's covered in ash. I'm not a huge stickler when it comes to things, but that right there, that's not good. If it got windy today and blew some ashes out, this stuff would light up. Yesterday you could see it was like maybe like 1 or 2% humidity. I mean today it's like a whole 14%. And we ain't gonna get no rain for a little while probably. You can see a ton of dried up bushes and brush. Some of this stuff will come back, and they do a good job at getting rid of a lot of this. You can see in the areas in between they've cleared that out at one time, but still little hybrid blend of Cactus Squatch and Folgers. Today's breakfast: hash browns, sausage, and eggs in a tortilla. Curious how this turkey sausage is going to come out. I've never had it before. That came out good today. Got our sausage, egg, and hash brown all mixed together. And we just got to roll up this burrito. I just dumped in some of this salsa to get ahead of the game. And we got one little breakfast burrito. See how it is. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think the regular sausage is better, but for being turkey sausage, not bad. That sounds warm today. Well, that was another good breakfast. Now it's time to clean up. I'm gonna head into town and grab a few things. I'm thinking it's new boot o'clock. So I'm gonna head into this pretty cool local hiking store here. Hopefully they got a set of boots I like. Hello.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I wouldn't think we need too much on the snowshoe end.
No, but sometimes we get people who are rangers or, wildlife or rescue type people.
Yeah, it was definitely time for some new kicks, I'll tell you what. Pretty nice. And I couldn't not stop for popcorn. Check this out. Orange creamsicle caramel corn and jalapeno corn. Now time to hightail it out of here and get back to camp. Do this tab review. Maybe go for a little walk. Maybe go for a little crawl. Alright, back at camp, and before I start this review of the tab, I'm going to move this thing. I want to try out this new double jockey wheel and see if it helps out any. Kind of neat setup. I don't think it's going to help much. And what I'm about to do, you should probably not do by yourself. It's always easier and safer to do it with two people. But I feel confident doing that. This area is pretty level. I don't think my trailer is going to go rolling away on me. But lifting up on this thing is pretty heavy, and you may blow out an O-ring. So don't do that or hurt your back. Have somebody else help you. All right, so this can be kind of dangerous, but I have a couple ways I do this. I like to jack up the front of this trailer fairly high, and what that's going to do, it's going to transfer the weight to the back and get it off of this tongue a little bit. You just don't want to go too far and overextend your trailer jack. And I think this hitch weight right now is coming at about 280 pounds, if I'm correct. I mean, I'm barely going to be able to squat this, I think. Let's see. Just barely. It's tough and tricky. So the only way you're going to get away with this is having a fairly level pad to deal with here. Otherwise, there's going to be no way to level this trailer side to side. And for safety reasons, I have my wheel chock behind the back tire of this for right now. What I am going to do is hang my wheel chocks up here. Just in case this starts rolling, I can jam up this front wheel or run around and grab the back wheel or something. But never do what I'm about to do. And it's definitely not recommended to set this trailer on the stabilizer jacks. I have done it. It's a little sketchy, but you probably shouldn't do it. All right, for emergency purposes, here is my wheel chocks. So this is going to be a little tough. Hopefully I don't blow out an O-ring here. All right, we are off of the wheel chock pad for the front trailer jack wheel. So let's see how this rolls. It's definitely going to take a little work. This is why you need two people to do this. That's why there's handles on the front of this trailer. It is doable, but it takes a little bit. Doesn't seem like our new wheel likes to rotate as easy as the single wheel. Yep, I don't like that at all. That's putting way too much stress and strain on the front of this. So I think that's going to be a no-go for sure, and that's what I wanted to test out first. That sucks. That was a total waste of money. Interesting. Well, I guess I'll be going back to the single wheel. Yeah, that just does not like to rotate at all. I mean, it does roll a little better, but I don't like that. Definitely don't like that. I think we're gonna leave it as is and leave this thing alone. Go back to the single wheel. I did make a wheel jockey thing that has 2 pneumatic tires in it, but it's a big old cumbersome thing. But it would actually work better than that. The problem is having those 2 wheels is it's just too wide, and it doesn't really allow that to swirl around like it's supposed to on the bearing. All right, back to the drawing board. But I am going to put my chocks back so my trailer doesn't roll away on me. But either way, I'll let you watch me squat or deadlift this 280 pounds again. Lift with the legs. There we go. Whew. Now to lower this all the way back down and put our stabilizer jacks back where they were. Alright, I just got done making a whole 1.5 year tab review video that I'll load up probably in about a week or two. But I was laying here chilling out. It was kind of nice. It got cloudy and it cooled down. And they're saying we may have a possibility of rain. But that air feels good. 73 at 1% humidity. And it's getting breezy. This new set of oboe boots seem pretty nice. I went with this more ventilated version this time for being out west. Let these things breathe. Gore-Tex isn't always the answer to things. Also, it'll make your feet stink. So having some ventilated mesh boots is going to be nice. Let's slide these things on and go for a walk. I've been sitting around for too long. And I need to get in some RC crawling practice too. Time to take the beast out and do a little crawl practice here. And for those that may be into RC rock crawling, this is a Res Sporky custom built crawler here. This thing is a little monster. And the good thing is I don't have to go that far to crawl. I'm literally just going to walk around the campground. Not a problem. Yeah, this rock's a little slicker than it looks. Got a lot of moss and lichen on it here. There we go. Oh, let's try that again. Sometimes these rocks can be deceiving. Oh, this is tougher than it looks. Weird. So get that front end to push up on top. There we go. Look at that breakover on that thing. Okay, now can I push that front up and over? Nice. That's wild looking. Now I gotta float the passenger front. Hopefully we're not on too much of an angle here. We're hiking leg back there. Oh. Take a reverse. Get that back end to settle. Oh no! I am so out of practice, but it is a nice afternoon. Look at them hills. Let's see if we can make something weird happen here. I don't think there is enough traction on these rocks, even though it does look like it. Oh, it's grabbing. Yeah, we're getting stuck into that back rear. That's crazy, that's climbing. Look at that. Almost vertical. Oh yeah, this stuff's got way more traction than it looks like. But it's loose, so it breaks away. Not sure where we're going from here. Maybe I can transfer up to this side and grab it. Oh! Might be a no-go. Not grabbing enough. Little reverse here. Ooh, look at how twisted up that is. Let's go for it again. Oh, not enough of a hook up top. All right, we're gonna continue crawling over here. This is the spot I actually wanted, but it was taken yesterday. That would have fit the tab and the truck in here just about perfect. Once you get these really cool rocks, look at that. Make short work of these steps, that's for sure. Look at that. Well, until you hit the loose gravel. That thing is gnarly looking. The vertical limit, let's see. Oh. See if we can find the traction. Okay. But we have nowhere to go again. All right, back at camp. Nothing too great around here to crawl. I thought there would have been some better stuff. I am in prime crawler country, but I don't feel like driving 10 miles over to go crawling right now. I just want to relax. Plus, I'm hungry. I think it's time to finish cooking up those fajitas for dinner. Nothing too fancy, just a repeat of last night's dinner, warmed up. A couple more hearty fajita burritos. Now that's tailgating. I'll tell you what, anytime I've had leftover tri-tip or roast, and I left it uncut, and I put it away in a Ziploc overnight, and then warmed it up the next day, comes out even better. Sucks up all that juice. Way more tender. Beautiful. Man, these came out even better today. I feel sorry for the guy that's got to clean out that cassette toilet, though. Kind of wondering if that rain's going to come in today. Need to burn up some trash I left in that fire pit, too. Not every day that you get a perfect flat chopping block. That is pretty cool. Sun just started peeking out. But the wind is picking up a little bit. So I don't know how long I'm going to have this fire going. But it's definitely beer 30. Scully's Pale Haze. Another Sturgis, South Dakota beer. IPA. Another good one. Very smooth and light, especially for a hazy. Very pretty evening. right, well, that was kind of unexpected. The winds just picked up all randomly, and it started sprinkling a little bit. We'll see if we get some rain here. It was about time to put that fire out anyway, so that worked out. Getting some light sprinkles on and off. Man, these winds are getting pretty wicked. Alright, well, it is 9:30 and all the wind and the little bit of rain or sprinkles we got completely went away. Not very much moisture as usual. Typical Arizona. Well, I think it's about time to sign off and end this video and call it a night. And in about a week or two here, I should be loading up the 1.5 year tab review. Not a whole bunch is new on that, but those that are new to the channel may be interested. And in a couple weeks, I will be heading out once again. I will be hitting a campground that I have been wanting to get into for a very, very long time. It's pretty cool, tucked up in a canyon, and kind of small. I've passed this thing I don't know how many times, and I've always wanted to stay there. And anytime I go to book, typically a month out, even 2 months out during summer, it's absolutely impossible to get into this place unless you happen to be there on some random middle of the week day or something. So that's going to be pretty awesome, and it should be interesting. Little change of scenery. I think we'll be up in a slightly higher elevation. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I want to thank all of you that have liked, subscribed, and commented. That is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you all at the next campground. Until the next adventure. Oh man. Whew. What the Whew. Oh man, these IPA dreams are something else. Too many IPAs. Too many IPAs. Oh man.